Okay, everybody, this is part 3 of the paintbrush tool. What we're going to do is we're going to look at, I guess we call it the paintbrush tool on steroids, where everything's compiled in one. And we're also going to look at kind of making a custom paintbrush. All right, with that being said, we're set up for paintbrush. As you can see, we're here, we're in the painting mode. And what we're going to do is we see everything we've had before here and off to the right. What we're going to do is we're going to look at this little icon, which is this paintbrush with 3 little arrows over it. It's called the brush settings. If we click on that, you're going to see a whole bunch of things happen right here, okay? And what happens is you're going to notice that we have a small library of brushes preset. Some of those are my own brushes that I've created, but you'll see some preset brushes. You'll see the sizing like we had in both of these brushes over here and over here. And then also you're going to see the actual circle where we can condense it and we can move it around, things like that. And of course, our angle, our roundness. If you want, like you say, if you want to make the angle specific, we can put the number in. So what happens is everything that's up top here and everything that's over here is kind of combined right here, okay? Which is really nice. You're going to notice that when I was actually moving, and then let's get a different brush here, like this. You're going to notice the size, and you'll see a preview down here. I love the preview. It's awesome. I use this a lot. I use the brush settings all the time rather than brush 1 or brush 2 like I did in the first 2 videos. So let's go ahead and just look at the size. When you see the size, the preview gets bigger. I absolutely love it. It will go only to a certain point. As you can see, it's a bigger brush, but we'll go and we'll move it down, and you'll see it move down. You see it go big, it goes big. It's really kind of cool, and I like that. We also have, when you actually rotate it, notice the brush rotates and you can see what it looks like, okay? Let's see if we can condense it down. Notice it takes that into consideration too. And notice what it looks like, okay? So it really see the brush previewed before you actually see the brush itself, which is really kind of neat, and I like that too. It tells me my angle, tells me my roundness, and everything like that, which I love. I absolutely love. And again, boom, boom. Let's make the size a little bit bigger so you guys can see this a little bit more. Notice it's awesome. So let's rotate it one more time. You'll see my paintbrush, and notice it kind of says the same thing. It's really kind of neat. Now, the last thing is the spacing. The spacing's at 3%. We can bring it down to 1%, but let's move it to the right, and let's look at our preview. With that being said, you're going to see, at 23%, it's giving it a gap. And you saw my paintbrush I just painted right now. Let's go straight across. Let's get rid of some of these brushes. You'll see when I paint across, it's got a gap. And that's what we're looking for, okay? Again, look at how it is. You're seeing that there's spacing. It's deliberate spacing. I'm getting a cool texture. I can take it even farther. And notice, I'm just holding down and moving, either my stylus or my mouse, and it's giving this perfect pattern. And I can even make it bigger. And it's really kind of neat. So that's where I'm going to talk about, and that's the first part of these brush settings. I'm going to make these in small segments so it's easier for you guys to do. So we'll stop right there. We just kind of went over what's up here in my kind of like, it's just kind of a basic set of brushes here. And we did their size. Oh, I forgot our flip X and our flip Y. I'm so sorry. Our last thing is we can flip things X. Notice how they just flip-flopped. They kind of reflected back and forth, or we can flip Y. And you'll see how they do. Flip X and Y, and you got something. So it's just a matter of moving the brush itself. Let's make it a little bit bigger, and let me show you the differences between all of these, okay? So let's go Control C, get rid of some of these here, and let's make our brush really big so you can see it. So our natural brush looks like this. Boom, there's our natural brush. Let's flip it X, then it looks like this. Boom. Let's just flip it Y, then it looks like this. Notice this part right down here and this part had flipped, and you notice on the X and Y, it's just flipped over too. And let's do both together. And boom. And you can see how I've got all these different, just by flipping X and Y axis, a little bit of mathematics, and how you can get the different brushes. And then, of course, we can do the spacing, we can do whatever you want, but the X and Y axis also helps too. But that's that just part right here for right now. So we'll end it right there, and we'll take it from there.